we're going.
Okay, so cut at right here, and then swivel the 90.
Right above the male adapter that goes into the pump, right?
Yeah, right
We just
here.
saws all that sucker right off, okay?
And swivel the 90 and put a coupler on it.
Inch and a quarter by inch and a quarter, you push down to 1 inch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then down to 1 inch, goes right here. It'll go over the wall and then to the right.
Right.
And into the pump.
Maybe like 1, 2, 3 struts that'll be anchored on the concrete. Okay.
And into the pump and out of the pump up into the sublight.
Right.
Back there.
3/4 inch pipe strapped right against the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Okay. Then we gotta put reducer bushings in here to get a sample port. Sample port's gonna go right there. Sample port's gonna go right there. And there's a gauge that's gonna be threaded in like right over there. Okay. And then Tim, you're gonna say from here.
out with 3/4 inch and connected to this T.
Right.
Up there.
We're a little snug right now against the wall. We're 1 1/4 inch where we need to be 1 3/8. But by the time we hit a valve, which will be right here, should be able to pull that in.
Yeah. And then T is gonna bring us up over the overflow line.
Right over the overflow
Right
line.
into this side.
Right. So this line is where we're going to tie in. Right here, right over this overflow line. In fact, the pipe could even. Oh, actually, that overflow line's not going to exist anymore. But about that height, we're going to tie into this 1 inch line. Okay. Then,
Alright. This line.
yeah.
We'll have a 90 on it and go over into this line, and it'll
Right.
be a U. The
Right.
flow will be going that way.
Double 90 joining piece. Okay. And it will be a 1 inch piece that has reducer bushing down to 3/4 on the 3/4 side. Okay. Then we got this damn drain pipe. So now this drain pipe is going to be cut and swiveled down to the ground. And then right after it swivels down to the 90, we're going to have a T that pushes down to 1 inch hose. And that 1 inch hose comes up and catches the 90 right there coming off the check valve on the overflow. So there'll be a 7-foot piece of hose that connects right down, black hose, connects right down to the 1 1/2 inch line. Then the 1 1/2 inch line goes on strut and goes on the floor level, down across where my foot is, 90's at the corner, and ultimately jumps into that sink. Probably 3 pieces of strut will be anchored on the concrete, and then it will just 90 into the floor sink. These clear hoses will be transferred over out of the way to around the corner from where Tim is. There's a cam lock waiting for one of them, and the other will just stuff into the overflow line and be tie wrapped. And the pump is, you got to remember to bring the bowls for the filter housing, and we have to remember to bring the electrical connections for the pump.